Hello again, everybody. I'm back in the lab making new episodes of Off to the Witch. And I want to tell you a little bit about this week's and next week's episode. You know, I loved comic books as a kid, but I loved obscure comics, horror comics. As DC heroes go, my favorites were Batman and Swamp Thing. And so Steve Bissette was the illustrator for the second incarnation of Swamp Thing, the saga of Swamp Thing with the great Alan Moore, who wrote and reconfigured Bernie Wrightson's character. Steve's artwork was always so uniquely textured. It said something. It was saying something about nature. It had this primordial effect on the brain. And when I was a kid, I didn't fully grasp it, you know, because I was outside a lot as a kid and playing in the woods, and there was wildlife everywhere. And I always suspected that Steve Bissette grew up that same way. And in this episode, he tells so many fantastic stories about life outside as a kid. Steve is a great storyteller. He goes deep into what happened in life that forged that texture in his artwork. You know, I love artwork in general, but when that artwork really says something about the artist behind it is when it screams to me. One of Steve's comics when I was a kid really blew me away. Within this comic was a short story about an executive who worked for a huge pharmaceutical company and ignored the fact that tampons were causing toxic shock. It was an issue at the time that Steve created it. And, you know, it always haunted me because it was of that same man laying in bed late at night, and he awakens to the specters of the people that died of toxic shock standing over him, whispering to him. It's really creepy stuff. And, you know, some years ago, I was a guerrilla filmmaker, and I really wanted to adapt Cottonmouth into a short movie.
Can you feel this? I know you can. The others did. It's nothing compared to what you'll feel when we're finished.
Which I did. You know, we shot it on mini DV tape back then and everything. But it's definitely something I want to revisit as a movie maker now. And as a little piece of trivia, I know that Hulu is releasing the new Hellraiser this week, and it looks pretty damn good. Jamie Clayton, who plays Pinhead, was actually on the makeup crew for that short film we shot some years ago. So it's kind of cool to see how far she's gone. And I'm looking forward to seeing Hellraiser. Come check out the episode and, you know, really dive into Steve's work if you can. It's exciting for me to talk to Steve anytime and hear his stories, and I hope it's the same for you. So enjoy the new episodes of Off to the Witch, and I'll see you next time.
You can now listen to Off to the Witch every week, wherever you find your podcasts.